tier 5 for the Mexican GP round 10. We could have a title decider here, because our good friend Trumpers needs to win the race, and he has the title no matter what happens. Even if he DNFs in the last 2 races, he will still have the title, which is always exciting when you're fighting for the title. Everyone is now slowly dropping in. Some of them were having a practice race just now, so they might jump in later. We should be having 18 people, but there is obviously always the chance that some reserves will drop in. Right now though, we go check again who aren't here today. For those who haven't noticed yet, Shaq will not be joining us anymore. After the safety car break-in and the dive bombing he did in USA, he got disqualified from the race, he got disqualified from the season, and he immediately left the server. So his seat is going to be filled up by leonsandhu, who's already in the lobby, as you can see. And the only ones will be missing will be Arctic and MBMA. And Louis. Louis also will not be there, because Louis is not feeling too well. And if Trumper shows up, that's only going to help Trumpers, because Louis is its closest rival. I'm going to check the standings again to see who all have a chance to win this. Let's see. Chat discussion. Trumpers, Louis, Italiano, Arctic, Presmu and SietseBouma are all 6 still in the fight. Obviously it was especially between Trumpers and Louis, but if Trumpers crashes out each time and any of these wins all races, they are the champion. But yeah, we'll see what will happen. Hello Daniel. Have fun in tier 3, which is also something Daniel will not be racing alongside us. Don't know if I already said this, but he has been moved to tier 3. So good luck with that, my friend. And let's see, it's time for the second round of invites. Louis is in racing. There we go, second round of invites has gone out. So yeah, now we just wait on everyone to join up, as here we have Dan, there we have X-Trace, there we have leonsandhu again, I just said JRAM, our good friend Daniel has moved on to tier 3, and tier 3 is also a Thursday tier. So even if he wanted to commentate, he has to race himself. Internet's being weird for you? I'm taking a wild guess here. I think you're Lunar Celtic. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It's hard to connect some YouTube channels to yeah, have a nice race, Daniel. Have fun. And internet issues can happen. You do have the... Yeah, because you were Australian, right? Yeah, then the internet connection is going to be a bit junky. Yeah, let's hope it doesn't cause too much trouble. And well, if you're going to hit someone, you'll probably ghost because of it. Don't forget to select a car though. Because if you don't select a car, they might decide to give you penalty points. Oh, Daniel is back. Yeah, maybe that's the smart move, and because we were just joking about what if there was a massive turn 1 pileup and everyone just DNFs. Yeah, I told you that now you'll be stuck with Terminator. Of course it's not going to be too good. And it's time for the third round of invites. It's worrying that Trumpus hasn't shown up yet, to say the least. As now we have Titchy. I can see that Luna's internet went out again, so I sent an extra invite to them. Oh, it says they're still in, but oh wait, they're still in. I'm just blind. Oh, it's Pyro. Huh. Yeah, we're usually starting at 8, but unless someone says, hey, I'll be 2 minutes late, we'll wait for them. And it usually takes a bit longer if we're also sorting out reserves, which we do not have at the moment, so... Nah, there isn't too many, and I have sent 18 invites, so... Either half the grid is like, fuck it, or... I'm just going to pin some people. The ones I know from the top of my head that said they would race. Which aren't a lot of people. MBMA is one of them, Benny is one of them. SM Masters didn't say anything. Dan is here. Italiano is in. Yes, he is. Okay, Louis is going to race. So I'll send an invite to Louis. then we have Trompus in. So the championship is one step close to being sealed. He only needs to win and he has it. Okay, MBMA is not racing. Benny isn't racing. I'm just warning for everyone who didn't mark anything or mark they will come and aren't showing up now. There will be consequences to it, as looks like Bauma and Reaper are looking into it. I should also say the time difference between Trompus and Louis behind him is 49 points. So Trompus needs to win to secure it. And there he is, Louis. He is going to do everything he can to stop Trompus from winning this. As you shouldn't ready up yet, Louis. Please ready. The internet of Louis isn't looking too good, as is it with Johnny, JRAM and Luna Celtic. Luna Celtic has a good reason, for they are in Australia, so the internet will always be a bit wobbly. Then we have 13 people. It's not the amount I would have liked. Ben Average Seb has now chosen his car. Yeah. Yeah, just I've gave people enough chances. I'm going to start the session. So ready up, guys? And let's have a good race. Oh! Don't worry, Daniel. The thing is, I am probably going to race myself next season. Maybe I should have said this earlier, or not as close to the race as this, but I will probably stop commentating at least Thursday, and I will drive myself either reserve or full-time in tier 5. Also, I saw someone just waving the European flag, like I don't care who wins as long as it's European. As the session timer is not looking like it wants to work. as it's a lovely bit straight. You can see part of the stadium section in the background. As here we go, 13 people in. And we're just waiting on the first ones to go. I'll just set everything up. Fastest lap, detail, tire on the tire, telemetry, no, lap data, yes, track map. Let's go. It's the Haas that goes first. So we'll be following Ben Average Sap as he comes out of the pit lane. He's being followed by Resume? No, by Luna Celtic. Who's being followed by J-Ram, who's being followed by Louis. Louis really wants to do this. Then we have Swifty, and then we have the rest of the circus, which I'm not even going to follow all the way through, because that will be a bit too chaotic. I'm just going to check the audio for a bit. Since my phone is on outlaps. Yeah, alright. Audio is working right. I should have checked it sooner. Especially the guys at the back will be having to spread out rather drastically. Otherwise, they are going to use the slipstream, obviously. But Sector 2, if you're in the dirty air, it's just invalidation paradise. As Ben Average Sap is the first one to start the lap. It looks like the Alfa Romeo is slowing down. Louis will have a bit of a problem being right behind Luna Celtic, as those yellow flags are just for people slowing down, because you want to be in a good position before you reach the stadium section, because from there on it's flat out until turn 1, and on this long straight a bad exit can cost you, as there is a bit of racing going on, and Luna Celtic is not really doing that well, together with J-Ram, better said Johnny, who even invalidated himself. But the same happened to Seb. So the first one to set the lap at the moment is Louis. As it looks like Presumu has messed up. Presumu also technically in contention, though he will probably not win the championship. As here we have Louis going to set the banker, and it's a 118.9 to start with. And is that Trompus or Dan? That's Trompus. Trompus goes 3.7 seconds faster. Kind of worrying. As Swifty goes 1.8 seconds slower, and Miesco 1.4. Louis is on mediums, but you can't lose that many times from mediums. That's just impossible. There were a lot of invalidations though, so that's what saves Louis a bit. Presumu obviously had a spin. Talking about spins, I think yellow flags for Louis going really slow there. Yeah, obviously he's letting others pass. Then we have, I think those are, yeah, Luna Celtic and J-Ram. They're continuing on. Celtic 5 seconds slower. J-Ram invalidated once more. J-Ram isn't going to continue on, is he? Trumpus in the meantime is the first one to come across the pit again. I think Italiano just set a lap. Yeah, it was Italiano. I don't know why he just switched to other cars. But yeah, everyone is coming back in. Except X-Trace, who just set new time. And Nice and Molino just set the time. Presame finally got his time in. Went faster. And the Ferrari just let McLaren by. So no problems with the yellow flags there. Now we also have Ben Average Sepp in the pit lane. As more and more people are coming in. I don't know what Johnny is trying, but if he has to start on these softs, he's screwed from the start. And there's nothing else to say about that. Except that I really hope that he knows what he's doing right now and that he knows what he is risking. Other than that, I wish him fun in quali. Might be that he uses this as some extra practice. So we do have someone coming out the pit lane again. Is it Swifty? It is Swifty. So there you had X-Trace. Don't know why X-Trace is still out, but let's go with it. That Ferrari of Dan is going really slowly. Wonder what he's doing. Okay. Sure. X-Trace on these tires. He has been on them for 3 laps now. And might have been he did 1 out lap, messed up his running lap and went in and is trying again on the same set of tires. Or he has literally been trying to set a good lap for could have been that he was one of the later ones to go out and this was actually his flying lap. Doesn't look like that. And that's a time 6 seconds slower. Swifty is now starting his lap. No problem with the Ferrari there. Is that the Ferrari of... Ooh, that's the Ferrari of Trumpus. Obviously letting everyone by. As the Red Bull and the Williams had a moment. Don't know what exactly happened there, but oh, it's just Louis doing Louis stuff and letting people by, I think. Shouldn't be that he is having an issue or something, although the lag seems to be kind of an issue. But yeah, back to X-Trace. I don't know if X-Trace is going into the pit or not, but that's an invalidation on the final corner. There we have Swifty. I don't know what Swifty was doing there, but there was a really bad exit. Yeah, he wasn't expecting to make anything out of that. Resume doesn't improve. Ben average Sep. Can he do something? Looks like it. No, nothing too special. Then no Trompus starts his lap. That means it's Louis there. Louis into the pits. Italiano across the line. No improvement. Then let's Loon by. Luna invalidated. McLaren of SietseBouma on an outlap. He's being followed by J-Ram? Miesco. Miesco doesn't look like really like an improvement. Yeah, and there they go. J-Ram still nothing too good. Doesn't look like people are really looking to improve on their times, if I'm going to be honest. Ben Average is probably making his way to the pit lane. Italiano is making his way to the pit lane. Prasimo is improving. Lunes invalidated again. Trompus is on his way back to the pit lane. Ditchy is now on his lap. So we'll stick with them for a while. It's a tricky sector. But if you get it right, it feels so nice. See, he's coming across the line. No improvement made. And it's like I said, it doesn't look like there are really improvements made. Here, Presme went faster in sector 1. And now he's falling back a bit and he's going back into the pits. Ben Average Sep probably going to the pit. Louis on an outlap. That's Presimus, so that's Luna on a lap. Oh, what happened there? I didn't really see it. Trompus invalidated. Obviously, if I were Trompus, I would not set a lap if I wouldn't had to. Yeah, it goes back into the pits. SietseBouma has spun. Loon invalidated again, is followed into the pit lane by Miesco. Then we have Swifty starting a lap. Then we have Dan starting a lap. Then we have Ditchy going into the pit. Nice and Marlino on an outlap. Louis is looking to set things right. He obviously needs to improve by a lot if he wants to keep it. Don't worry, you've never seen me drive. There is... Oh, Louis invalidated on the final corner. But I think I'm even worse than you. As Italiano is on an outlap. Then we obviously have X-Trace. X-Trace. Being quite fast. And for Louis, he needs to put in a perfect lap, because otherwise it's championship over. As X-Trace goes to 5th, but in Louis in 12th. Swifty improves a little bit, not enough. J-Ram starts his lap. Dan is into the pit lane. Nicer Marlino is now coming up to the start-finish part. He did put the fastest sector 2 in, so that's something. As he is now coming towards the end of the start-finish, he moves to third. And this is all or nothing. He is faster, but will he be fast enough? No invalidation yet. Across the line, it's enough for P7, but it's not enough at all. Louis is not happy about that. As Ben Average Seb is now starting his lap. They have X-Rays again, probably on his way to the pit lane. Yes. Persimu is going to start his lap. Swifty is in the pit lane. We can see Italiano starting. Dan has retired from the session. Celtic will get a lap in. Chompers is going to try again. SietseBouma is starting a lap. Nice Molino is probably making his way to the pit lane. Yep. Louis is giving up. He knows he tried his best and tried what he could. Ben Average Seb invalidated, but if he's fast he can get another lap in, improve his position. Presimu is going very fast. Oh my god. Louis is trying again. Presimu goes third. Celtic is still in it. Presimu has chosen to retire, which again, retiring on track is against the rules. Celtic coming through the final corner, no improvement made, qualifying over. Johnny, no improvement, qualifying over. Chompers, no improvement, but they didn't need to. SietseBouma, no improvement. And I think that's for most qualifying over. Louis messed up in his final run. Ben Average Seb is trying all he can, but he has invalidated. X-Trace across the line. Yeah, Louis not being happy with it, which I can really understand. J-Ram invalidated. Trompers might go flex with the new fastest lap. I mean, he doesn't need to, but if he wants. Oh, yeah, good. I mean, for your first race, Daniel, it's not too bad. Trompers flexes the bones, sets a new fastest lap. And Loon is going into the pits. And the same is with Louis. Yeah, Louis. Oh, Louis. Okay, then no. Then we'll wait until everyone is in the pit box. Louis will not be happy with that, as we get an interesting camera angle of Johnny. But yeah, we have Trompus Italiano Rico as a nice Swedish front row, followed by Presumu, Nice Marlino, Miesco, X-Trice. Louis is P7, which he really doesn't need. He needs to win from Trompus. He's been followed by Titchiboom, Johnny, and Dan round out the top 10. Then we've got Dan, Swifty, Ben, Average, Sap, and Luna Celtic rounds off the grid. I hope I did the settings right with Formation Lab, by the way. I should have. As we're now waiting on everyone. Might take a bit longer because, like I said, Celtic is not... or Luna is from another continent, the same with J-Ram. But yeah, we should be in for an interesting race. As the timer is ticking down for the formation lap. And we're going. Yeah, can I get a good camera angle, guys? Maybe, please? Hello? There we go. For some reason, controller doesn't want to work ready. No lap data, telemetry isn't needed. Tires is nice. Damn it. There we go. So everyone is lining up. Like I said, we have Trompus, Italiano, Louis and X-Trace made contact, and this again is not going to help Louis. Starting on cold tires will not help you if you try to win a championship, or at least stay in contention for said championship. Especially not if your championship rival only needs to win and has pole position. As here we now see everyone get into the grid slots. As everyone is loading in, we've got 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and it's lights out and away we go. It's a very long straight to the first turn, as Luna Celtic is already a bit falling behind. Doesn't look like Italiano is going to make the move, but Louis is already on a charge. He's already behind his teammate. If Nice Marlino is really nice, then he lets Louis by without too much fighting, because his teammate does want to secure championship here, or not secure but stay in contention. Because again, if Trompus wins any of the races, it's over. Louis needs to win all 3 races to be the champion. So at this exact moment, Trompus is having the championship. And Nicer Marlino not letting his teammate by is hurting Red Bull a lot. Meanwhile, Miesco is also right behind Louis, ready to overtake him. Speeding in the pit lane for Dan. Not a really good let's see. As Louis now finally gets by his teammate. And he does it, and he does keep ahead, so Louis is now in 4th, with Marlino in 5th. And whether Marlino did let him by or not, it doesn't matter anymore. Louis is now free to charge after his friends. Yeah, MBMA isn't racing, so there is no podium with MBMA. So, as Swifty lost his win, spun around, and will be having to go back to the pits. There is yellow flags. Is that Louis? Oh God. This is not Louis' race. You could already say championship over, as he is losing position after position. This weekend cannot get any worse from the, I believe, English driver, as the championship has slipped away from him. Because there is no way in heck at which Louis will recover from this and stay in contention. X-Rays in the meantime going side by side with Ben Average Seb. That's a brave move, and it paid off well. In the meantime, Miesco, who had previously overtaken Nice Marlino, is now under pressure from the Red Bull, while his teammate Johnny is catching up and gets a penalty. But now it gets fun because the DRS has been activated, the rear wing is open, and all Miesco can do is try to defend. And Louis has quit. Louis has quit. Trompus has the championship. It's over. I'm going to ask Louis if he wants a quick interview. As Nice Marlino has gotten past Miesco, but now with the DRS zone coming up, obviously the Aston Martin now has DRS. That was a nice shot of it, and the 3 cars are just chasing each other around. Now coming on to start-finish straights. And Louis will not be in for an as Swifty has either crashed out or parked up on purpose. Looking at the location, I think he parked up on purpose. But anyway, Miasco is ahead of Nice Molino again. As Louis did say, he did not feel too well before the race. And it looks like that caught up to him. So Louis sadly has given up the title. Was that Presume? It was Presume. And Molino has a time penalty now. So a 3-4 for Aston Martin is really possible. But Presume was the next in line, who was still in the championship fight, and he spun it. Fun fact, SietseBouma was the other guy still in contention. We had 6 people. We had Trompus Italiano. Italiano basically still is in contention, but again, if Trompus wins this championship over. But just for fun facts, it's Trompus Italiano, SietseBouma, Presume, Louis Dan. Wait, how many do I have? SietseBouma. Oh yeah, and Arctic Scroll also would be in contention if he had shown up. But yeah, that seals it. Not to jinx Trompus or anything, but maybe spin. Keep the championship interesting. I mean, I like Trompus. He's a really nice guy and he's fast as fuck. And he's done everything he can as Presume. Now tries to overtake Tichy. There is contact between the McLaren and Alfa Romeo. They let each other live, though there was almost no room for Tichy to go. But was it before or after the DRS activation point? It was before, because the McLaren now has the DRS and he goes right past him. And Presume is having trouble with X-Trace right behind him. In the meantime, Miasco is trying desperately to keep Nice Molino behind him, and Johnny is desperately trying to overtake the Red Bull. As it looks like X-Trace did get past Presume, or Presume. I'm sorry I keep butchering your name. But he did get past, and that's Presume's race also falling apart. Ben Average Sepp is the only one on mediums. So X-Race gets another penalty. Trompus has 4 seconds lead to Italiano. And Johnny is falling back from Nice Molino, who is falling back from Miasco. Meanwhile, X-Trace back into the pit lane. Louis is being a real sportsman, and he has in the meantime congratulated Trompus with the championship. Trompus hasn't won it yet, but with the 3-second time penalty Italiano just got, I don't think that anything is stopping him. So gotta agree with you there, Louis. Italiano is probably not going in contention, as Presume has again spun and again this time broke his win. Backs up almost into a Ferrari and rejoins track. X-Trace is going to overtake him. And with the pit stop, his teammate will also probably overtake him. Let's be real. But yeah, Trompus took the time from racing to type thanks to Louis. So definitely didn't go to a Rosberg-Hamilton relationship there, which is always nice to see. Talking about Trompus, he might be able to lap Rasimou, or maybe not, but getting close to. Sector 2, yellow flag. What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? That looks like Johnny is in trouble. No front end trouble, just tire heat in trouble probably. Talkie, yeah. No, Trompus will not lap him yet, but it won't be long. Yeah, and that was it actually for battles, really. The closest I have is was Johnny on Tichy, but Johnny is going into the pits. He's going on hards. Where will he exit? Dan is also in the pits. X-Race does make the overtake. So the overcut did work, but obviously we aren't there yet. And this does beg the question, when is Trompus going to pit? Because Trompus obviously still has to deal with Italiano. Who is going in right now? Ben Average Sepp has a 3-second time penalty. What is Miesco doing? Miesco in the pit. What is Nice Molino doing? Nice Molino is carrying on. Inherent second. What is SietseBouma going to do? Tichy is going into the pit. What is Ben Average Sepp? Ben Average Sepp will continue on, of course. Will he get Miesco? Yes, he will. Miesco is on mediums. Everyone who pitted went on mediums, except Johnny, of course. Talking about Johnny, he just overtook SietseBouma, who went on softs. Dan is right behind Celtic. Johnny gets another 3 seconds. The gap between Dan and Presumu is 12 seconds at the moment. As Trompus has gone into the pit. Will the overcut be effective? The gap was 5 seconds. Keep it in mind. Nice Molino, 5-second time penalty. Trompus is fully back on track. It's 5. And he did cut a bit into the gap. Nice Molino has been overtaken by Miesco. And will X-Trace get him? No, he will not. SietseBouma is right behind Johnny. I'm actually going to hop back into stream chat. But yeah, there will be DRS for SietseBouma. If he can overtake Johnny with that, we'll see. No DRS actually. Luna Celtic and Den are fighting. Den didn't leave too much space there for the Alpha, but Luna has managed to defend against him. But now into turn 4, Den knows better than to dive bomb there. And it's a mistake from the Alfa Romeo, who spins back on track and does manage to keep the position. I don't know if there was contact between the two cars there. But Dan is getting frustrated from being behind this Alfa Romeo. With good reason, he's losing a lot of time. He wasn't forced off track because he wasn't alongside. And there he was alongside. And what is Luna doing? Because Luna isn't allowed to drive like that. Presume has spun out, and that is called the safety car. Even though you cannot see it, the safety car is out. Luna didn't know if they were allowed to pass the safety car, but now they know, and now they've passed it. Presume has crashed out. Yeah, no, the thing is, you need to leave space. There was not enough space for the Ferrari there. And he had nowhere to go. If he wanted to stay on track, he had to move a bit in, and he had the right to do so, because you didn't leave a lot of space. Talking about when he was alongside you, not when you cut across earlier. As Dan has overtaken Luna under safety car. Okay, whatever. Seb is now in the pits. Johnny is in the pits. Seb has just made a perfect strategy call. From mediums to hards. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, then I understand. Both Dan and Luna are going into the pit lane. Softs on the... Both of them have softs. Yeah. So both of them will have another pit stop. Italiano will not be enjoying this. He needed to overtake Trumper soon, but with being on all the tires and having a penalty and probably getting under pressure from Miesco behind him, I don't think Italiano will be able to overtake Trumpers. As well as Trumpers obviously deciding when we are going again. What is Tichy doing? SietseBouma is trying to keep his distance a bit. And he now has closed up to the rest of the pack. Johnny is going real slow. Obviously he knows he can save the tires a bit. Ben, Average Seb, Johnny, Luna Celtic and Dan have pit. And Trumpers and Marlino pitted in the lap, the safety car came out. So that was a pretty nice strategy from them. It didn't matter too much. But I think especially for Seb, if the safety car came 2 laps earlier, he would have been screwed. Or 2 laps later, or... So he is really enjoying the timing of the safety car now. Trumpus had the lead comfortably, as I love this camera shot right here. Oh, just... So everyone is catching up. We will probably go racing again this lap. Or safety car will be coming in this lap, I should rather say. As the final 2 cars are catching up. Then they give the position back. Failed to address that. Yeah, as everyone is closed up, I believe. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, be careful, Luna. People tend to brake quite surprisingly on the safety car. Maybe I should have warned you for that, but people can suddenly go on the brakes. It's not like AI who keep a consistent pace, because they are dependent on the guys ahead. Safety car in this lap as expected. Yeah, there you can see the whole back of the field, all 10 drivers. Everyone who finishes is in the points. So that's fun. As Trumpus... If Trumpus was smart, he would have gone now, because Italiano had quite a distance behind him. But he's still waiting, he's waiting, he's going. He is gone. Not the worst exit, but like I said, if he went earlier, it was way better. Italiano doesn't look like he can go for a move. X-Trace maybe, no. Dan doesn't go for one. Johnny pulled it off. X-Trace, a new time penalty. The fight between Italiano and Trumpus is dying down as quickly as it started, because Trumpus is just going way better around it than the AlphaTauri. We've just restarted the race and he's already around a second behind. This is probably not going to be anything really. Dan has overtaken Ben Average Sap, but his strategy obviously concludes to I'm not pitting anymore, I'm going to pull it through the end. So that makes him slower by default. The gap between Nice Marlino and Miesco is also pretty big. So I think we have our top 3 set up. And although Italiano cannot really keep up with Trumpus, Miesco can keep up with Italiano a bit. If he can make that last until the DRS opens up is just a question. To get the useless shot. And I think that Dan and Johnny fighting there. Dan takes a normal line despite there still being a car on side, and by pushing him he takes the position. Johnny does spin, returns to track rather unsafe. Luna had to brake really hard, And that has gotten them so off guard that Ben Average Sap re-overtakes. Meanwhile, the gap between Miesco and Italiano is 1.4, so probably no DRS is there. Dan, in his march to the front, is encountering a McLaren. He will get DRS. Johnny is in the pits for front wing damage, I think, after his crash. As there goes Nice Molino. Comes back in P7. As Trompus has increased the gap to 2 seconds. He is going to secure it right here, right now. And for 5th we have still Tichy and Dan fighting for it, and Tichy is still in DRS range of X-Trace. The same can be said for Luna and Ben Average Sap. But obviously Sap has hards, Luna has softs. Though there is a move and almost a collision. That was pretty close to a crash, but both drivers have kept it clean. It is also a matter of perspective, because the perspective really made it look like they were going to slam into each other. SietseBouma has overtaken X-Trace, a new penalty. Dan is probably going to use DRS to overtake, because the Williams doesn't get DRS. The DRS activation point is before turn 3, before turn 1, sorry. And that makes it, if you make an overtake into turn 1, you still get the DRS. As there is yellow flags for Italiano Rico. Second championship contender has been put into 3rd. And if there were any hopes to start with for the championship, for the AlphaTauri, they're now gone. With the Aston Martin taking 2nd and being outside of the 2nd needed for DRS. SietseBouma is in the pit lane. And Dan and X-Trace are going side by side. Both have DRS, but Dan has had a better exit, it looks like. Side by side going through turn 1. And they keep it clean. X-Trace is behind Dan. Italiano also had a new 3-second time penalty. And so even if he does overtake Miesco again, Miesco will probably still get 2nd on those penalties. Yeah, SietseBouma, also the other championship contender, is in P9. So yeah, there isn't going to be anything more exciting happening here on championship terms, except from Trumpus confirming it. Luna Celtic gets a penalty, Average Sap gets a penalty. Despite Luna Celtic thinking that they weren't doing really good, as Miesco has been overtaken by Italiano again. If they do finish this race, they will get points as they go into, no, not into the pit lane. That's X-Trace who is in the pit lane. They will get points in the very first race, so good job on that. Miesco is 6 tenths behind, almost 7 tenths now. And being in the dirty air in sector 2 is not what you want. X-Trace is right behind Tichy. DRS, I think he was over a second behind. Yes, he was. So Mieszko does not have DRS coming through sector 2. Now then for sector 3. Sorry. The gap has increased, so unless Italiano makes another mistake, Mieszko will not catch up anymore to him. But he just needs to be within the 3 seconds of the penalties. As Trompers just has a relaxing drive off the front. This guy has to get a championship in tier 1. Because next season will be the last season for Trompers. As he will probably switch to PC than PlayStation. In the meantime we have SietseBouma under pressure from X-Trace. X-Trace makes the move before turn 1. And I think after the DRS detection point, so I think X-Trace has the DRS here to get away from SietseBouma. Next up his list is leonsandhu, who I don't know, did they start on mediums? Let me check really. Yeah, they started on medium, so they can go softs next lap and then softs again. Mieszko now 2 seconds behind. Dan is 9 seconds behind. And both of these still have to pit, so Mieszko might lose 3rd position to Dan. And SietseBouma might also get more positions because penalties. Also, Trompers did say something about passing the line or crossing the line in a moonwalk, so I kinda want to see that. As there's only 11 laps to go, no, 12 laps to go when Trompers crosses the line. So that's very exciting. They have done 2/3 of the way, 1/3 left. And with 1 stop left, there goes Dan. Yes, and he speeds in the pit lane. That's not really handy from the Ferrari driver. As he comes out after Ben Average Sap. Yeah, he does. And in the background, X-Trace and leonsandhu are going side by side. Luna defends well, and there is contact. And I don't know if that was the mistake of X-Trace making steering in too early, or a faulty dive from the Alpha from the Williams. The Nels race apparently is over, and here I wanted to say it's still all to fight for, but it really isn't. And it looks like leonsandhu got damage from that. Oh, that went really wrong there. as Dan is stuck behind Ben Average Sepp on hards. Although they're going side by side over start finish. Yeah, obviously Ben Average Sepp knows that he's going to lose this. He's just going to stake in the slipstream with ERS and take him back on the next straight. LeonSandhu is still on those softs, so they will definitely be making another stop for softs, because going 21 laps on softs is asking for a puncture. Trump is in the meantime almost 10 seconds with only 10 laps to go, so unless he loses 1 second a lap or even more because the pit stops are happening, for both Miesco and Italiano. Obviously softs are going on. Nice, Marlino is in the pit lane. He gets 5 seconds for speeding. And there is Dan. There is Miesco. And further up ahead we have Italiano. But Miesco on those softs is going to get probably get the position away from Dan. Will DRS open up? Doesn't look like it. But the Ferrari and Aston Martin will now be fighting for P3. There's 30 seconds gap as now Trumpus goes in. He speeds in the pit lane. He honestly doesn't give a fuck, I think. I don't think he cares with the gap that he has already. He is not going to be afraid of anything that Italiano is doing right now, as he is out of the pit lane, still with a nice gap in front. And it's nice to see Louis, who literally lost the championship to Trumpus, or needs Trumpus to DNF to still be in contention, to see Louis rooting for Trumpus, as Miesco just used his DRS perfectly to overtake Dan, and will probably stay in P3 now. I don't understand how X-Trace hasn't been disqualified yet because of penalties. LeonSandhu has finally decided to go into the pit lane. Yeah, Trump is still 8 seconds ahead on newer softs and is generally faster than Italiano. I don't think he has any chance to lose this unless he spins. But knowing Trumpus, he can keep his head clean for the last 7 laps. Or 8 laps, sorry. Wait. Italiano, fastest lap. Let's go, my dude. So Italiano is on the chase. He knows that Trumpus has 5 seconds, but Italiano also has a lot of penalties. But that makes Stitchy at this moment the only one without penalties. Are there any battles happening? Not really. Fastest second sector for Trumpus. Dan now gets 3 seconds. As there goes Trompus across the line, fastest lap from Trompus as an answer to Italiano Rico. And Rico cannot answer back. That's it, done, dusted. Championship over. And for these final few laps there isn't much to be said. It was there was more buzz before the race than after it, than during it. And honestly, the championship was over during qualifying when Louis didn't manage to do a pretty good lap. And then Louis spun and it went downhill from there. He didn't feel good to begin with. So Louis, I hope you get well soon. And this isn't... I'm just very proud of you that you're cheering him on right now. Let's see, is back here something happening maybe? Not really, not really. Although LeonSandhu is catching up to Johnny or J-Ram, or I'm just going to say J-Ram because I'm used to that. J-Ram is in the pit lane, and that will give LeonSandhu the position. I don't know what his plan was here, but Luna is now definitely taking P9. And J-Ram might actually get lapped here. Okay, we won't go that far, but will be fun. Will be really fun. Italiano in the meantime got another 3 seconds. So that puts P2 in danger for him, and maybe Mieszko gets promoted from it. Although Mieszko on his own also has penalties. Yeah, I'm really trying to find something to talk about. We'll switch to Nice Melino versus SietseBouma for a bit. Ben average Seb 17 laps on hards. They aren't doing too bad. And he will probably get P5 because of X-Trace penalties. He is getting closer and closer to the McLaren. Obviously new softs versus older mediums. Mieszko 3-second time penalty, and I think that's it for the battle for P2, and it opens up the battle for P3 again. As in the meantime the Rebel is following the McLaren nicely. Open up the rear wing, chase down your opponent. Be patient, I don't know if there was contact there. Looks like the cars are both intact. Extra is yet another time penalty. I'm still surprised there's no disqualification for this guy. And the rear wing will open on the Red Bull, and it will make an easy overtake on the McLaren. There we go, up to P7. In the meantime, Luna has lost a lot of time to J-Ram. and P9 is now in a bit of danger. But with only 3 laps to go for Trumpus, the laps are ticking down quite fast now. Digiboom 3 seconds. As Ben Average Seb had a bad exit because he was being overtaken by Nice Merlino, who is now in 6th. Then 3-second time penalty. I'm sorry that I'm quiet, like I said, it's just... There's happened a lot during this race. And I think they've spent all the excitement budget already. Maybe we'll see Johnny get lapped. If that happens, Luna Celtic's 9th place is secure. Yeah, other than that, not much is really happening. As everyone is getting ready for those final few laps. With only 2 laps more to go for most people, 1.5 lap left for Trumpus until he has his championship confirmed. Will be sad if he crashes right now. Let's already switch to him. And it has actually been a fantastic showing from him here. Yes, here we go through the final section. Final turn and time to start the final lap. 12 seconds to Italiano he has already made after the safety car. An amazing work here for Trumpus. And a great way to seal a championship after a great season. As now Miasco has started his final lap, Dan is starting his final lap now. Oh, of course, now the battles start to brew at the final lap. But yeah, Sab, Tichy have started their final laps. Thank you. Luna Celtic and J-Ram are still going at it. A bit wide from Trumpus there. Yes, mate! It will be only reasonable for Italiano to let Trumpus win this. Because you can hear the fireworks going. You can see him coming. I present you your tier 5 champion, Trumpus 79. He's been closely followed by Italiano Rico. So both Swedish who started on the front row have finished. Miasco can be happy with the 3rd place. Dan has P4. X-Trace is going to lose the position to Nice Marlino because of penalties. He might even lose more positions. And it happened. These two are still going at it. X-Race falls to 8th, SietseBouma gets 4th, Nice Malino, Dan and Ben Average Sap. But Luna Celtic at the final moment got overtaken. Final 3 second 10 penalty. Who got it on penalties? I can see P10 on the steering wheel here. So Luna has P10 and Johnny has P9. And it's been quite a ride there. It's been an amazing race. We have Trompus Italiano, Miesco, SietseBouma, Nice Malino, Dan, Ben Average Sap, X-Trace, Johnny and Luna Celtic are the finishers and will get points. Presame is out, Swifty is out, but the most disappointing, or yeah, not the most disappointing, for the most heartbreaking DNF, we have to look at Louis. He tried his best. Going to pin them again. But yeah, that was X-Ray is not happy with something. I really want to congratulate C-Trumpers like in person instead of via chat, so I hope Trumpers will jump in the party. And if not, and if you're watching this back, Trumpers, congratulations. Anyway, we have Miesco here. Hey, our plan, it worked! I believed in you. It was an amazing race, mate. Hey, have a nice one. But just one quick question. Was it always your plan to get that many penalties, or... Yeah. Answer, I need to know. Yeah. Good job, mate. Good job. Have a nice one. We also have X-Trace here. X-Trace. The penalties.
Yes, guys.
Where did they come from?
Listen. Allow the penalties. Allow the penalties. Basically, it was just complete nonsense. Again, having that many penalties, probably from like Danielle from last week. Trumpus, whatever you do, right? You're crazy, and the title is definitely not deserved.
You know he can hear you right now.
Yes, I know. That's why I said it. And yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Well, the title is definitely not deserved. to Trumpus. I think it should be deserved to MBMA, who unfortunately wasn't here, but I mean, it is what it is.
MBMA wasn't even into contention.
Anyway, allow MBMA. I don't care if he wasn't in contention. He's the better Swedish driver, and that's it. Simple as.
Wow. Okay.
Now, well played, Trumpus. Fair play.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, because Trumpus, I don't know if I've done my maths right, but if they are right, you are the Tier 5 champion of Season 8. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you very much.
You were, before the safety car, 10 seconds ahead. And then the safety car came in and you finished with 12 seconds.
Yep.
Walk us through it, from the start to the safety car to the finish.
Yeah,
How do you manage to be so consistent, so fucking fast, and
well, honestly, it's just my setup was a huge contribution for me to win the race, because, well, I did some laps in time trial with really high wings, and then I lowered them, so that made me like probably gain like 2-3 tenths a lap, so that was really good for me, and you can see in the race me just flying away. And yeah,
Okay.
then I got the second penalty, a lower warning, and then I got a bit more conservative with my driving. But yeah,
and
I
for the
took
final
line.
stop, did you just stop caring? Did you just think, fuck it, I'm going as fast in as possible, or was that accidental?
Yeah, it's just stupid.
Okay.
Just accidental.
Well, it didn't cost you anything, and I'm actually glad to say that your biggest championship rival, Louis, is even now still rooting for you in the chat.
Oh, nice. That's great to hear.
He has been ever since he retired. He has been saying, come on, Trumpus, you deserve it. So, he really wanted you to have it. Do you have anything to say to your rival? Or...
Yeah, yes. I appreciate the support, and he's always been a clean driver. The only incident I've had with him was in Netherlands, but that was just it happens, like it was racing.
That's the effect the Netherlands has on you.
Yeah, exactly. It happens to me all the time as well. But yeah, he was a clean driver, super great drive to drive it, very nice. Yeah, I appreciate driving with him.
Well, and next season, obviously, no Tier 5.
Yep.
Thank God, because you're too quick.
Oh, extra, you're still here.
I am still here, yeah. I am still here. Listen, if you're putting in a 1:14.9 in qualifying, right, and everyone else is doing a 1:16, I think there's a massive difference between that. I think.
1.4 seconds ahead.
1.4 seconds. I think that's a huge difference, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Quite. Yeah, keep him in Tier 5. Yeah, keep him in Tier 5. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely keep him on Tier 5. What do you mean?
Yeah, 100%. Just keep saying, yeah, Trumpus wins this Grand Prix.
It makes my job a lot easier.
Exactly. Yeah, you don't have to learn everyone's name.
Just ignore you guys. Trumpus is where it's at.
Yes, exactly.
But yeah.
Putting in a 1:14 all the time.
I wish you a happy evening, Trumpus. Go pop the champagne, whatever you drink when you win a championship. I think you even earned money because you won.
Oh, what?
I have to check that out, but from what I believed... Hold on a bit.
Trumpus, do you know what you should do, bro?
What did you say?
Do you know what you should do?
No, what should I do?
Do the Max Verstappen, change your 95 to a number 1.
Yes, do it.
Yeah.
Especially for Tier 1.
Plan. Sounds like a great plan. Go from Tier 5 to Tier 1 and go with number 1. That's really ballsy. Showing dominance from the start.
Yes, however, the thing is, look, you're a Tier 5 champion, everyone's gonna fear you.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone
all I'm
is
saying.
going to fear you. Everyone who's been watching any race, except Belgium.
Yeah.
No, even
Yeah, pretty
Belgium,
much,
because you got 7 seconds in 5 laps, if I recall correctly. 7.7 in the sprint. So even if they watch Belgium, they will fear you. Well, it will be sad that I won't be able to commentate you anymore, but I just want to say you've made my job a hell of a lot more interesting.
Not just interesting, absolutely, in my opinion, absolutely boring because it's just the exact same winner all the time.
No, so, because when you crash out, it has more of an impact. And like last week when you were hit and you dropped to 5th, it keeps the pressure on from will he be able to make up, will he be able to do anything?
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah.
Now I can't find anything about the prize money anymore.
Trust me, probably
wait,
Boom is
prize
going to
funds.
be... there we go. Hello.
Confirmed up until the end of Season 6, prizes will be distributed to the winners of each 50% tiers. This will be awarded a gift card of €5, $5, £5 of a PSN, Amazon or iTunes voucher. But I'm sure ReaperDude or Bouma will inform you more on it.
Yeah.
But then you already know what you're up to.
Well, I mean, everything is on the chat, so I mean, yeah, they literally propose you an absolute deal, like. So I mean, like, just get out of here, seriously, you're too quick.
You're way too quick, just...
Now, wait, how about this? Right, now that you've won, how about you tell us the secret on how you won?
Yes,
how you won.
Okay, I got 2 tips. You practice, and then you practice, and then you practice, and then you practice every day. That's
so you have no life, basically, so to say?
Yeah, basically. No. And the second thing, just watch YouTubers. Get steel setups from them. Yeah, and then. And
listen,
you turn off the assist as well.
you play FIFA and you're still that quick.
I played FIFA for a week, then I got mad.
You play FIFA and you're still that quick.
Something is clearly wrong here. He's a robot.
Yeah, probably.
Hey, but,
I mean, look. I will be honest, right? Driving a wheel is much more easier than it is using a pad.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because you got you got all the controls literally right in front of you, and if you can master the pedals, then I mean you're golden. You can drive with no anti-lock brakes and everything like that. I tried it myself actually in Mexico just now, and then I locked up thankfully not a few times, but you know I did when.
By the way, X-Trace. What I wanted to ask you. What happened when you went for the move against the Alfa Romeo of Luna in turn 1? Because you collided and you half spun?
To be honest, I actually don't know. No, seriously, no, this is me being truly honest, right? Okay, I'm happy he didn't crash me out. I will be honest, because that could have been my race over. So, thank you. When I overtook him, I felt I was fully in control because I had, like, behind me, those 2 arrows, right? They were white, yeah? So I felt comfortable into going onto the left, onto my racing line and everything like that. And then, as soon as I brake, he basically hits my rear. I don't know if I got it on thingy.
Because from what I saw, is they had the outside, and you overtook them on the inside. And the second you get past, they go to the inside and brake at the exact same point they normally do. At least that's what I saw.
I'll need to have a look at my footage about that, because if I have to report it, then obviously thingy. But if hold on, there it was. Hold on.
Well, they did wait up for you, and you didn't lose. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I'm actually on it right now.
Okay.
Hold on, 1 second. I got a strategy confirmation from Jeff, obviously. Used my DRS with ERS. He had no ERS at this point. So we were side by side, red arrows. Yeah, into the white as I said, and then as soon as on my racing line I hit the red, that's when I started braking. And then he goes around, and I basically take my racing line. I do, and then I basically get spun.
Okay.
So
are you going to report it, or?
To be honest, I don't know whose fault it is because
it was of Luna Celtic, but it's their first race. So
I know that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I should report it or not because
let me tell you this: they were 5 seconds slower in quali, so they're quite inexperienced, and I think you should go easy.
Yeah, I know. No, what's good? I took my racing line, and then I think, like, judging from my footage anyway, I got spun. So,
okay.
But obviously, it was his first race. I'm not going to be all crazy about it just because he hit me and anything like that. So, it would be quite sad if I just reported him on his first race when, obviously, he got points on his first race. So, congrats for that. And yeah, pretty much.
I'm so happy to see everyone is just a sportsman around there. It's just, it's not like we go fucking murder each other for each like that.
Yeah.
But I want to wish you guys a very nice evening. Next week is China, I believe.
Trumpers, do you have to race, bro?
I don't know. I don't think I will race.
He doesn't have to. Let him take a break. He has the championship. He doesn't have to.
Exactly. Yeah, go away. Just get out of the tier. Get out of the tier.
Someone definitely has some opinions about you.
Yeah, I feel so welcome in tier 5. It's incredible.
Listen, I'm just saying facts right now. You know, that's all I'm doing. I'm just saying facts.
Well, however, you guys can keep fighting it out.
All I'll say
leave
is...
you to it. Do you want me to get a room for you two, or is the chat enough?
No, it's fine. Basically, I respect Trumpus on his driving and everything. Yeah, we haven't faced face to face or side by side on track because you're just that quick. But I mean, judging from what I was seeing on stream, you're a clean driver, and that's what I like about you. At least you're not one of those dirty drivers who just crash straight into you. So
me,
yeah.
So yeah, I'm basically glad that, you know, I actually got to race against you and everything like that. So
yeah, well, I appreciate you not crashing into me because a lot of people crash into me and you're not one of them. So yeah, that's
Shaq, but he got banned. No, he got season banned and then he left on his own terms.
Yeah, he crashed into me. I think 3 or 4 times this season.
Yeah, it is what it is.
But have a nice night, and I'll see you in China X-Race, and enjoy your break, Trumpers. You've earned it. And again, congratulations on your championship.
Thank you. Yeah, see you later.
You definitely don't deserve it, but alright, sure.
Yeah.
You can have that fight later. Later. And so that was this night's race. I wish every one of you a very nice evening, and I'll see you all next week for China.